Welcome to the Locked Up RC Monday Night Live Stream. I am your host, Patrick Norton. Tonight, we have part 4 of our Axial SCX10-III build. I think it's going to be fun. I hope you'll watch the whole thing. We left off last week right before installing a servo, and as I had mentioned with the motor, I normally do electronics on all my trucks like at the end. I build the whole thing and then I kind of go back and select the electronics. So I think that's what I'm going to do with this truck. So I don't actually have a servo picked out tonight. I'm open, for motors and servos. If you guys would like to see me install something specific, please let me know and I will pick one up and throw it in. Working on downing some chili cheese fries. Yeah, that's good. No, English is about to start. Oh, okay. Oh, is that what you were talking about before with English? I totally was confused. I thought the static in the video made it sound like I wasn't speaking English. But anyway, where are we? I've got parts to spread out all over the place. We have, as you guys can see over here, I have gone to the Facebook dark theme, so your comments now show up in my video and whatever dark now. I feel like it's easier to read this. Maybe it's not. I don't know. You guys let me know. Either way, we're doing some stuff. We have some parts. We're going to do things with them. They're way over here. Hopefully I won't smack into the camera. You guys know I smack into the camera all the time. I had to redo my whole workbench, so yeah, all this stuff just to put in a new computer so that I can make some changes, which will be coming in later videos. But for the time being, I've got to wipe all these parts over here so I can reach everything. I should have. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Stuff. Let's see. So we were doing some things with some RC cars. We have some parts that look fun. Got some servo arms. I'm gonna set the servo arms over here on my mat. What does that even say? Because I'm not installing the servo tonight. Worked on your boys RC. Good. Can the next build series be about the BRX01? I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. As much as I enjoy actually building the trucks, I have so many other trucks behind me and above me that need some love. And one of the main reasons that I actually started this show on Monday nights isn't just like as a publicity thing. It's because I actually have found if I don't set aside some like specific time to actually work on my trucks, I will be on that computer back there and I will bury myself in SolidWorks and design things and whatever. Not to mention all of the current nonsense going on in the world and getting sucked into reading news 24 hours a day, which I've stopped, so that's good. But anyway, we're going to do this again. It's going to be like 20 minutes in before we get anything done. Stop distracting me, Ethan. You're a bad influence. Your nickname is Squirrel because you distract me. I'm kidding. Let's see. I'm not going to be installing the servo right now because I could. Hopefully you guys can see enough of this. I don't think any of this is super rocket sciencey. These shock towers are very slippery. I didn't just drop that. You dropped it. What are you talking about? It's your fault. It's everyone else's fault but mine. I am kidding. Let's see. Shock tower. Check. This looks like a track bar drop bracket, which I really think they're trying to make this stuff more and more complicated. I'm not sure why. Let's see. This goes this way. This is definitely interesting looking, if not necessarily realistic looking. Am I? No, okay, that's not the right piece. Okay, I was gonna say, something doesn't look right. You guys gotta pay attention, and when I grab the wrong pieces, you need to tell me. Let's see. Okay, so is this the right piece? God, I hope it is. I don't have two of those, right? Okay. Fits like a glove. I mean, I wouldn't expect it not to. Okay, so we still have all of our screws from last week that we somewhat half-ass. Damn it, I moved my calipers again. Again. Damn it. Every week. I mean, that's my weekly exercise, is to get up and get the calipers. That's why I leave those over there constantly. I don't know. That's not true. Well, you know, Ethan, actually, it's funny that you point that out. It's not that part 3 was released early. It's that all of the other ones were released incredibly late. And that's the truth. I used to run the show Monday night, and then I'd say no later than Wednesday I'd have it posted. Usually I was posting it the next day, but the first week that I ran the show, I don't remember what happened. Something conflicted with me getting anything done, and so it took me about a week to process it. And so then I decided I'll just get to them when I can, but I kind of prefer to get them out within a day or two. Let's see. Right? Yeah, it's you have to set aside time sometimes. And I mean, I don't have the biggest collection of RCs, I'll be honest with you. I've got a lot of crawlers, but I don't know how many trucks I have. I know there are a lot of people that have a whole lot more trucks than I do, and I still have problems getting to all of mine. I've tried to limit my madness, but would you guys like me to zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing? Because I can make that happen. Fancy technology! I don't know. So I hear myself make these voices sometimes, and I'm like, dude, stop. Just stop. I can't help it. Let's see. I'm all over the place tonight. I'm a little, not flustered, but yeah. I don't know. I don't like when the stream doesn't start correctly, because there's no way, you know, I tested this whole setup yesterday. Everything worked fine, but then you actually go to do it and it just blows up in your face. It's just not cool, man. Let's see. So we're looking at this and how this is going to go together. So we're on this portion of the instructions. Again, not like rocket science, but there's definitely some interesting things happening with this. I will be interested to see when the whole truck goes together why this had to be done like this. I'm not saying it didn't. That's just interesting. Let's see. 501, where's that? So we're 5109. M3x14. I feel like this is a winner. Let's see. Oh, that's not even close. Try again. Thanks for playing. Wait, what is this? What's in here? Is that more 10s? Yeah. Wow, I was way off. I'm off my game now that I've done the intro 3 times. So yeah, we don't need to get into it. It'll just throw me off even more. Wait, is this not zeroed? Oh, you. Okay. Definitely need to lay off the crack. Are we still going to do the weathering live stream later on some month in the future? I don't know about the weathering live stream. Do you mean like... Clearly you're not talking about the weather and are referring to the process of making weathered looking parts. Right? I don't remember talking about that. Did we talk about that at some point? That seems... I don't remember talking about that at all. Like really. That's not actually something I usually do myself anyway. I don't know if I even have any. Well, I take that back. I have one truck that's been weathered. It needs to be put down though, but it needs to be revived. That is a squeaky thing. Okay, I see where they're going with this. Moving on to page 2. Or no, that's not true. Page 29 out of page 7,000 pages. This instruction manual is like War and Peace. Well, looks like we need to grab some chassis rails. Man, they really do have us grabbing a whole lot of random stuff here. Let's see. This. Whoa. Okay. They didn't really tell me to open anything. Obviously, that attaches to the chassis. Unless they told me to open something somewhere and I missed it, but I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna guess that that's the chassis. It does make sense, Ben. Yeah, I agree with you. Almost like it's, I don't know. Yeah, it's like less plasticky. I hope it's not brittle. Ethan, you can ask any questions that you want. I cannot guarantee you that I will have the answer, but I'll do what I can. And if I don't know, maybe someone else can answer for you. Or answer the question. Whatever. I don't know. If it's, I mean, I'm not drinking, if anyone's wondering. Maybe I should calm my nerves, right? That or some shock therapy. Either way, we're good. Let's see. These look like they would be the rears. So I'm going to put them over there. How much wood? I don't know. That is a fairly good question. Can I ask a question? What is the average airspeed of an unladen swallow? Let me know what you come up with. And we'll go with the African swallow, not the European one. Okay, let's see. AXA146 is M3 by 12, which I think these actually were 12s. Yep. Oh, I just realized that, you guys. I was not holding that in focus. Now, that's one of the bad things about zooming in is sometimes I zoom in a little too far, and then I forget, and you guys can't really see everything. It's probably better for me to just, you know, keep it zoomed out a hair. So AXA146 is M3 by 12. That is M3 by 12, but that's a button head, and we need a flathead because we are going into a countersink situation. That is not M3 by 12. What did I grab? That's better. Yeah. Which, by the way, fun fact for those of you that may not know, when you measure a button head or a socket head, you measure it like this, right? So this is, we'll call it a 12 millimeter screw, right? When you measure a flathead, measure it like this, the whole thing. Just FYI, that's how it's done. So if you've ever been building something and you decided that they definitely sent you all the wrong screws, maybe that's why. You would know, I mean, I didn't know that when I started doing this either. So 11 meters per second or 24 miles. Fair enough, yeah. Fast enough for it to break its neck when it flies. Man, I tell you what, I have a window over here that we've got all the soundproofing material on, and I just leave it on now because whenever I take it off, birds just fly into it constantly, and it scares the crap out of me when I'm working on stuff. It's a pretty big window. It's old single panes. It's like a drum. When you're completely engaged in typing something out and designing something, you're so hyper focused. I'm sure I look like a cat jumping and freaking out. Much to Jackie's amusement, I am sure. Let's see. This, I have to figure out what's happening here. This go this way? What is it? Wait, what part? Do I have the right part? This is not. This is not it. Let's see. It has to be it. They don't have two parts that even. Wait. Stop your talking, Patrick. Let's see. Oil pan. That makes more sense. So oil pan goes over here with the servo. Okay, so this has to go this way. Well, it doesn't have to, but that's my guess. Let's see. So servo. Yes, I have determined that it must go this way. It is not necessarily easy to hold all this together. And I think I missed the screw hole. Screw hole. Some of these screws have been easier to start than others. Not because they're really hard to start, but just trying to hold everything. I mean, no real complaints. Haven't needed any jigs or vise yet. Have we painted the body yet? No. I kind of decided already that I was going to do a sunburst fade, I guess if you will, on it, which is something that I used to do all the time on a lot of my trucks, and I don't have any of them left, and they all came out so well. Probably because it didn't matter if they came out well. But now, I'm sure just because I'm going to be doing it for you guys, it's probably going to look like, roasted ass. Is it okay to say ass during English, Ethan? I hope so. Because I know you're in English class. I don't want you to get in trouble. 109. Let's see. M3F14 button head. I just have to share this with you guys. It's critical. You guys see everything. Close enough. I mean, it's 4 microns off. That's, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that those cheap calipers are part of the problem. They're close enough. I hope. What is happening here? Oh, I'm not on camera. Is this right? I don't feel like this can be right. I guess it is. It just doesn't seem right. Interesting. Is this the correct piece of chassis? Yes. Yes. So what I'm seeing is that with this one screw in and this one screw in here, this hole, I don't know if you guys can see that. That hole doesn't really seem to line up. It's interesting. I have to loosen some things so that I can tighten some things. Does this not line up? Wouldn't that be fun? The shock tower didn't line up? Dude, these holes are, I mean, you can see where the screw is hitting. So it seems like this one does not want to cooperate with the others. Oh boy. Sounds nice. Can we call it Candy Mandy because it's a candy color? Plus we're in iron assessment. I guess I don't know that I'd really call any of my trucks Candy Mandy. I don't. Is it renaming that like after a girlfriend or something of yours that we all need to know about? If you've got a story, then you need to share that with us. So we need to know who this Candy Mandy is. So all I'm trying to do right now is tighten these first two screws, I guess, first. Yeah, that makes some sense. So as you can see, once I don't know if you guys can see that. It's probably hard to see, but this hole down in here, shock tower, and plastic part behind it. Let's see, the plastic part actually looks like it lines up. The shock tower does not. Shock tower does not line up with the hole in the frame, which is kind of irritating. I don't know if other people have had that problem. And it's some tough, this is not soft plastic, so this is gonna be fun is what I'm saying. Yay. This is gonna suck, kind of. I'm gonna have to start the screw, I guess, back here, and just hopefully the screw will pull everything together if I can get it to go in there. I mean, you can see it's like, well, maybe you can't see, I don't know. I know it's hard to see. This screw is basically on an angle like this, and it's supposed to be like this. I don't know what the problem is. I definitely have the correct chassis. It doesn't look like any of the holes are really jacked. I'm gonna just try something here. Because if I don't get all of this square correctly, we may have other problems later on. So all of the holes look to be the same. So the only thing I can come up with is that this piece must somehow be slightly out of spec, which kind of sucks because it's a big piece and quite rigid for a big chunk of plastic. Maybe it'll be easier for you guys to see. So if I line that hole up, then this one right there doesn't line up exactly. If I line that one up, then that one doesn't line up exactly. And look, it's not a lot. It's not like this is crazy insane off, but it's a bummer, to say the least. Okay, well, we're gonna manhandle this thing and get it in there somehow. Or break it trying. That's the spirit behind the slipper eliminator. I'm going to clear this obstacle or break something trying. So that's what I'm going to do with this. I'm sure I could send off an email to Axial and they would probably just send me a replacement shock tower because that's how they are, which is a great thing. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, well, hard to get it started because they don't line up exactly, but hopefully I won't be out driving this thing on a cold day and hit a nice big bump and have all of this shatter. 'Cause that's kind of what I'm foreseeing. Oh, let's see. Was going to be sweet, Kent. Were you going to paint it orange, yellow, red? Because if you were, I'll have to find some pictures that I can post to the Locked Up RC page of some of my old spray paint jobs, so that when this one goes horribly awry, you guys will at least know that I'm not completely insane. Okay, maybe I am. Let's see. This is interesting. This piece fits here, and does it go in here? So are we covering up a hole? Yeah. Okay. So, oh, you jerks. My fault for not reading the instructions. I say, oh, you jerks. It's on me. So this piece actually gets kind of sandwiched, and this countersink is actually kind of mirrored on the back part back here. Might be hard to see. So you really have to put this piece in while you're tightening this down. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Let's see. That is what part? AXA146, which we decided was what? M3 by 12, which I think it's a flathead, so it's got to be this. We're going to get there eventually. Welcome back, Ethan. Okay, so this then feeds into this. And then that also feeds into that. I swear those holes better line up. Because if they don't, I'm going to write a strongly worded email. I don't know. Damn it, Karen. My daughter, who's 14, we're having dinner the other night, and I don't know what we started talking about, but I said something about Karen, and she looked at me like I was on fire. She's like, "How do you know what that is?" And I'm like, "I'm alive. I don't. How? Why am I not allowed to know what things are? Apparently, I'm so incredibly old that if I know what something is, the world is ending." Let's see, 1185. What is happening here? Let's see. 146. I'm going to guess that this M3 by 10 flathead that they have listed is AX3118 by 1, because I don't see that. I don't think I see that anywhere else, right? 3118. So I think we have a. Oh, I think they left a 5 off. So if anyone's following along with the, do-it-yourself game, whatever, at-home game, yeah, M3 by 10 is mislabeled right there. Not too big a deal. Process of elimination, you will figure out what goes where. I said I hope this hole lines up because it looked like it might not. I still think it might not, which is kind of a bummer. But again, hopefully if I just get it all together, it will draw itself into place. But so that's, you can see how that's supposed to be going in, and it is not going in straight. Not the end of the world. Just force it to conform to what we want. So might be some small gaps in places that we're not expecting. Oh, it looks like that's kind of like even. Yeah, I think this kind of looks like it's curved, not curved, bent maybe, because of what's going on over here. Need to remember to tighten this. back up. And this. Okay. It's alright, it's alright, it's okay. So here's what you guys were talking about with the track bar the other night. Going into this slot, I guess. Although, I gotta tell you, we'll see what happens. Anyway, moving on. We are now going to attach more things to the stuff. So we've got one of these that is going to fit on here like so. Maybe. Yep, okay. That's interesting. They notched it right here so that you could drop this on. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just interesting. I don't know. One M3x8 is going to hold that on for now. In theory. AXA144 M3x8 button head. Was I supposed to open another bag of hardware? I don't see any M3x8s in here. Did I? Ah. Because they're hiding. Ah, my bad. Yeah, I think the other side will straighten it out. Agreed. Apparently I can't tighten a screw. Darwin, I don't feel like it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun for you guys. I think I'm probably going to stab myself with some... I'm just going to put these over here for now. That way they can't come flying off the workbench and stab me. Because worse things have happened? Or no? I don't know. That doesn't even make sense. So go with it. Let's see. We've got this part. We've got this part. This appears to be this. And then the rear shock tower, that must be the other side. So it's got to be this. So this is our servo mount. I'm going to just put over there by the servo arms. So we have 4 screws to put this together. 2 on the bottom, 2 on top. Yeah, no, I feel like with the older Axial stuff, maybe this stuff was a little more compliant. This is really rigid, which is good if everything lines up. Okay, let's see. 146, we are back to these, which is 3x12 flathead. So we'll start with 2 of them to go through this. Oh, are you kidding? So I don't want to be a pain in the ass, but you know, that should just drop in. Yeah. I come in from the back, and look, this is what I'm talking about. I put that in from the back. It does not want to line up. These things are not lining up. This is, again, not the end of the world, but kind of making me have to work for some simple things here. Now the hole in the chassis was not threaded. I'm just trying to force these things in. Double check. I mean, it's the correct bracket. The spacing would be the same on both sides anyway. Whatever. Let's see. This is what I'm thinking. Sorry guys, I forget because right here, when it's down here, I can see it really well, but it has to be up here for y'all. Such a bad host. Guy should be fired. Replaced with a machine. They took my job. I'm a South Park fan, so if you don't get that, my apologies. Hey, what's up, Sean? Yes, I am still working on this, Sean. Did you have any problems with the holes in your chassis and your like cross braces and shock towers lining up? Because I'm having some issues. They don't line up very well. Okay. Well, I guess I'm not alone then. I mean, so far I've been able to get everything to line up. It's just I feel like I've had to work for it more so than with the other Axial kits that I've assembled. Again, I did not assemble the capper. Jackie did that, but I don't remember her complaining about that. I don't know if I would remember though, because I was not the one that built it. Good old wrist cracking going on again. Love it. Let's see, we are down here. No screw in there yet. We've got this. This needs to go on. There is an order here. Okay, so this is the front, which makes sense. Okay. Ow. How far in are we? Okay. Someone let me know when it's been an hour. We'll knock that dad joke out. It's a good one this week, as opposed to all the other dad jokes, I guess. I don't know that it's good. I'm just, just saying. Is there like a timer that you guys can see for how long the live stream has been on? I don't remember what you can see as a viewer. That's the front. That's the rear. Okay. So we've got half the front and half the rear done. I'm not sure why we did it in that order, but stay tuned after these messages. Anybody else going to Axial Fest Badlands? I don't think I am. I'd like to, but I don't think I am. Let's see. So now we get to play with the spaghetti monster. I knew it was coming soon. God, I hope this shit lines up. Oh, okay. So this fits inside of this, so it's similar to the Ascender chassis for those of you that had one of those. I'm not exactly positive which holes I'm supposed to use. Let's see, hole number 1. All right, well, that will make that fairly easy. I say that, but we all know it's not going to be easy. Okay, right? They are, yes. AXA116M3x12 button head. Since this is actually something I'm not going to want to do twice, I'm going to make sure I have the right screw. And then I should grab the other one, which I should have just measured both of them at the same time. What was it? M3x12? Oh, look at me making a mess. Just tear it up. It's not yours. Oh, yeah, it is. Damn. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna move this thing with a lot of screws in it because I expect this to be extra fun. Can you guys kind of see what's going on? Okay, not so bad. Oh, sorry, camera. Didn't mean to smack you. Well, I guess if these don't line up, I can't tell. So I'm going to say that these at least lined up. I'm hoping that as I tighten this back one, it will, yeah, there we go. That's drawing all that together. Good, good, good. Coffee break. Struggles? What are you talking about? Fun's just starting. Okay, so we're good over there. Now they want us to do... We have to put more things together? That just doesn't end. Come on! Now we really have a spaghetti monster. Part of me wants to like Ace Ventura that, you know, like with the package in the beginning. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie. If you haven't, you should. Flip skid as it's back. Shut up. Fuck, it is. Thank you, Sean. Or whoever said that. Darwin, thank you. You're right. Damn it, and the holes lined up too. It's funny because after I assembled it, I looked and I saw the track bar. And I was like, oh good, the front's in the right end. Well, that's okay. You know why it's okay? Because now the skid will be pre-threaded on this side. And that will make my life easier when I go to do the final assembly. That was all part of my plan. Multitasking right now. Circuit chat going on now too. Well, tell all the boys I said hi. I miss hearing from them. You know. But, you know, yeah. I don't miss the battles with the rules committee. For those of you that don't know, I used to be on the rules committee. I actually stepped down, was it this year? I think? Yeah, this year. Because I've been on it since it started, the Sorka Rules Committee. And it is a tough job and a very unappreciated one. And you never, ever are going to make everyone happy. And I guarantee you, whatever arguments you guys have with the rules in public happened tenfold within the rules committee. Because we debated everything. I definitely can see how the government, at least in the United States, doesn't get a whole lot done. Because when people feel very passionately about something one way or the other, it's hard to change someone's mind. But anyway, I feel for you, Sean. That's what I'm trying to say. I think this also lined up easily. That's good. Well, you know, Sean, it is really hard to make scale rules. I mean, you're trying to balance a group of people that are trying to balance things for a group of people that are basically masters of model making versus guys that are masters of driving. So it's a It is a tough job. Okay, so we have this done correctly now. Possibly. All right. On to the rest of this cluster. Part. Okay, you know what? We're done. I feel like that was so easy. We should end on a good note. More parts with holes that are so close. I mean, honestly, if these holes were 3 1/4, a quarter millimeter bigger, I don't know how big they are, everything would just slide right in like butter. That's probably how close it is. But man, this stuff is stiff, so it doesn't want to do what I tell it to. Jerk plastic. I mean, I say that, but obviously if it was too soft, then I'd be complaining about the weak plastic. So I guess it's better to have it be stiff than super soft. This is going to be where the fun starts. And by fun, I mean the shit show. No, I think we'll be okay. Get this started. And then I'll go to the next one, get it started. This already popped off. Jerk. Don't let me forget to put that in before I tighten this down. Which I guess there's not really a way for you guys to actually do that. Sometimes I wish that I did this show as like a Facebook room. But then I really think I wouldn't get anything done because I'd be incredibly distracted. Come on, go in your home. So right now, I'm just trying to get screws in everything. Because if I tighten anything down too much, I am concerned I won't be able to line things up. That was easy. Okay. I didn't even really pay attention to what they told me to do next. Oh, this has to go in. Okay. I guess I can tighten down the back. So let's make sure I put this in the correct way. Although it doesn't say to screw this part in yet, which I don't know why I wouldn't want to. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I guess they have their reasons. Just want to make sure everything is seated. You don't want to put me through that pain. What do you mean? You want to get the EG1 1.9 with the insane polish and mount them on the A08, but you don't want to put me through that pain. Well, you get whatever you want, man. Let's order it up. We'll make it. Oh! Son of a bitch! Oh. Okay. Never mind. I overreacted. Me? Yeah. I would never overreact. I thought I was going to have to take the link out. That would have been it. We would have thrown this out the window. Okay. What's next? Got that on. They're telling me to put this and that on. I suppose if I must, I will do what they are telling me to do. Let's see. Actually kind of hard to tell where everything is. There we go. Okay. That is lined up. Oh. Get off of there. Let's see. So that's going to be something like that. Yeah, not really positive of the holes, whatever. Go ahead and make your jokes about me not being able to find the hole. Get it out of the way. Dude, is that... What is happening? Okay, so trying to get all of this to line up at once, I don't think is going to happen. So all I'm going to worry about for right now are these two center holes and this piece. And I will go back and just force all of that together. It's going to be like, somebody's going to go to take this apart one day. It's going to be like a freaking Jack in the Box. Scare the shit out of them. Bang! Stuff everywhere. Wait, sorry, let me back up. I got that that's what she said. Okay, and then we got of polishing too much work. Plus, I don't know why I'm reading these out loud. Everyone else can read them. What do you mean it's too much work? For me, no. I actually enjoy doing the polish to hell finish. It looks really cool. I don't think I've done any of the EG1 rings with a polish to hell finish. Have I? I don't know. I don't remember. You have kids, Pat. You found holes. Right. Well, I found holes before I even met my... You know what? I'm just gonna stop right there. We're gonna go back to Disney ratings. Let's see. What was I doing? I'm trying to make this thing one with itself in the creamy center or whatever. Oh boy. Come here, Francis. M3 by 10 and M3 by 12. So that's a 12. Where's the 10 go? Oh, the 10s go up front. Shit, did I put a 12 in the front of the other one? I wasn't even paying attention. I have to double check that. I guess at least we don't have to mess with the track bar on this end. This can't be right. What is happening? Okay, I guess it is. I don't know. Sorry, sometimes I look at these instructions and I just see things. Oh, good night, Darwin. Thanks for joining us. I complained about the insane polish? No. I like the insane polish. It takes some time to get it there, but you know, I think now that we've got a good system in place for getting it there, you just have to remember that not every surface is going to be insanely polished. It's just going to be that face. Why did I tighten this down all the way? One of these days, I'm going to learn. I don't know why the camera isn't like just purposely, you know, the camera is making it look like this thing is jiggling all around, but it's really not. I'm holding it completely still. Oh, that one's definitely not straight. Come on. Work with me. Huh. Wrist needs a break. You know, I'm gonna have to figure out some way to reconfigure this thing so that we can get an adjustable CMS kit on here, because I will say that this feels like it's pretty damn stiff, so I don't see anyone breaking this, which is good. But I will also say that with my CMS kits, I like to have adjustability front and rear. Now I can see how we'll have to see how it goes together the rest of the way. I could see how with different rod ends you could make some adjustments with this, so may not be necessary. We'll see. I don't know. I'm interested to see where this goes. My wrists shouldn't need a break. Panhard mounts have been. Oh, fuck. Well, you know, I guess the good news though is that they are removable separate of the shock tower. So we make this part out of steel. We build in some adjustability. I'll get on it. We'll be there. First, I need to finish this truck, but you know, that's not important right now. I don't know. Let's have some water. Oh, we're over an hour. Is my mouse dead? Nope, here we go. Let's see. Over an hour. Where are we? Oh, there it is. I started to do it. I accidentally clicked twice. Made it angry. Okay, drum roll. Here we go. My neighbor's 4-year-old son has been learning Spanish since the lockdown started. He still can't say please though, which I think is poor for 4. If you don't get that one, you'll just have to rewind because I'm not leaving it up there that long. Quality jokes. So I still sometimes, you know, I search the web for the dad jokes, and there has been a guy on one of my local forums that since the lockdown started had just been posting up sporadically random whatever dad jokes. So I quit looking for him. I just take them from him and I give him credit in the credits on YouTube. We don't have Facebook credits because I don't really have a way to roll with credits on Facebook, but I guess I could. Let's see. Okay. So I need a 10, which is what that looks like to me. 2 10s. I don't see any other 10s in here. So I must have done the other side correctly, or I don't know, something. You would replace them. Wait. Paranoid mounts have been breaking. Folks have been replacing with Vitavon? What? I don't. Titanium? Trick question. What would you prefer, the A08s or the 8Ls or the SLW? I don't know why it's a trick question. I like. Well, they all have their place, but for my trucks, I like the A08s. And the reason that I prefer the A08s is if you go to the FAQ on our page, or you look at the video that I did, I think I had a comparison in there too. The face of the A08s is, or I should say, the bolt pattern on the A08s is a smaller bolt pattern, which gives me more room to design whatever you want to call it, of the wheel. So I feel like they usually end up looking better. That's just me. And they're adjustable. So it's a brand out of China. Oh, okay. That's why I had not heard of it. I was starting to think they had like found a replacement for adamantium or something. So I know that slot is supposed to be there for the track bar to go in. Mine doesn't. I don't know. Did I put that on backwards? It's possible, because I make mistakes. I'll be the first one to admit it. Let's see. Oh, I did. Yeah. Well, holy crap. I made a mistake. Again? Me? What? Yep. I was going to say, this seems crazy. Let's see. Need some A08 hubs for VP portals. Well, I don't have any VP portals, so that's an issue. We can easily design A08 hubs. I guess I need to get the VP. Well, I guess really all I need is the stub shaft. Note to self, stub shaft. The sad thing is, I looked over to write a note to myself, get VP stub shaft, and then I noticed, I don't even know what that says. M3x8 verse 10 and motor and servo. Apparently I was writing myself notes last week, so I'm gonna have to go back, watch the video, and then see what the hell I was talking about. Now let's see. Okay, well that we can fix. Oh yeah, hey, looky there. I actually should have tightened it. I mean, but why? Again, without having the truck completely assembled, I don't know why. Because it really seems like if this slot was straight and this was straight, you could just use a straight rod end on there and just have the track bar like that. So I'm guessing something about going around the axle or bypassing a drop, something. This does not make sense to me yet. I'm sure it will in time. I'm gonna have faith that it will make sense. Oh yeah, we did that. We're back on this page. I'm messing up or going backwards. Okay, let's see. Where are we now? We need to put this in the truck, which I will probably have to take out of the truck at some point. So if you missed all the transmission building part, whatever, I don't know what day that was. Day 2, part 2, whatever. Hey, focus camera, jerk. So you've got 2 mounts back here and then 2 up here. And you just do this with it. When you're home. Yeah, I really can't see. Can't see squat. Let's see. 1, 4, 6. 12s. 12. Right row. There we go. 12. Hopefully this all... Oh, that is down in there. Okay, I think this is okay. Noisy. Man, that's a long... That seems really long to go in there. Whatever. Oh boy. The team driver challenge. You know what, Ethan, we actually started the team driver challenge. We have contestants. We had them do the things that we were going to have them do for the most part on our next team driver forum. But right when we started to get around to getting all the videos compiled and posting things and all of that, all of this pandemic crap happened. And with the state of everything that was going on, and you know, Jackie went into lockdown, I'm doing all extra work, whatever, we just haven't really gotten around to posting all that, but we need to, because those guys worked hard on stuff, on the terrible, evil chores that I gave them. Yeah, it's not good. So that will happen. I don't know exactly when. 116 and 3x12 button heads. We're making progress. It's looking like a truck. That's good. I mean, because there's, gosh, I think most of the stuff left in there is body related, which makes sense. Let's see, what is this? 10? Let's forget 10. This is 9. That's not right. I need a 12. This looks a little long. Maybe these two. Oh, that's a 15. Is this thing right? Killing me. Smalls. That's a 16. Is this a 12? Oh, that might be one too. So, okay, that's a 12. So this is not a 12. This. Come back. Also a 12. I'm going to get this like 90% of the way done, and then I'm going to have all these mismatched screws that are left that don't fit everything, and I'm going to start wondering, where did I put the wrong screw? Well, wouldn't be the first time. Whoa. So the transmission's screwed in 3 spots, and that's hard, really hard for you guys to see, I'm sure. But this is going to be fun to get in. Try and do it so you guys can see it. Man, that is interesting. I should loosen this. Give myself a little bit of freedom. In. Please, I hope that's going in. That is not going in. What the frick? Yeah, this one's not so fun to get in. Whew. Almost stabbed myself. Is this still not going in? It's gotta be going in. Oh, thank God. Got some red marks on my hand. Applying pressure. Think about getting an event up in my local region. Oh, sweet, Ethan. I don't know where you... Well, yeah. Send me a message on the store, and we can talk. Let's see where you are. With that, man, that did not feel good. M3 tap time. Well, it was just having to apply enough pressure and twist this arm in, and it felt like I had to pull the chassis out and apply pressure. It was a lot of twisting, torquing things going on there. But it's all in now. God, I hope I never have to take the transmission out ever. Ever. I'll be honest. Did I say ever? Yeah. It's not that bad. It'll... Once I run it, I'm going to get it wet and then put it in the dryer. It'll all shrink. It'll be fine. M3 tap helps with this build. I bet it would. Yeah. Well, now you tell me. That's okay. Let's see. We are done with the chassis. Now we've got this. What? Wait a second. Why did no one tell me? Did no one notice that I put these on backwards? Really? Or did somebody come? Did I put these on the right way during the build, and then someone came in here to dig with me and reverse them? Because I wouldn't put it past people I know. Jerks! I have to watch these people around here. It's been a long time since we've actually touched these front axles, so it's completely possible. I'll have to go watch the video. I probably just put them on backwards. I don't really think everyone's out to get me. Just a couple of people. Shit. Wait, okay, so if that's on backwards, then that means... What does that mean? Yeah, we just swip them. Swip them? That's not even a word. I was going to say swap and flip, and I went with swip. Does anyone else do that? Just combine words, make some shit up? Yeah. How did I not notice this? The best part is I bet somebody did notice it and put up a comment and I missed it, or I saw it and didn't know what they were saying. I'm telling you, it's not as easy as you guys think to do this and read the comments and all of that. Oh, no, you know what? I think you guys pointed it out, and then I said, yeah, I'll have to do that later, and I just never did, which is... sounds like something I would do. Forget. I forget things. You guys have to be constantly on top of me and remind me of things or I forget them. And yet my brain is so full of like useless movie trivia information. Nobody saw that. It's fine. At least these are already threaded, so it's nice and easy to put back the correct way. What am I missing here? There we go. If nothing else, I hope anyone watching this learns that it's okay to make mistakes, and you should plan to make some. But hopefully, when you're doing this, you're able to actually focus on what you're doing and not have to try to do two things at once, because it is obvious when I split my attention, I make mistakes. Okay, we are back to normal, or whatever you want to call it. Let's see. Is there anything else that I've screwed up here? Let's see. Takes a 120 M3 by 25. I feel like that's probably this. Good enough. Oop, almost forgot this. Almost stabbed myself. It's okay to buy RTR. Well, you know, you say that, but I mean, I don't know who's assembling that RTR. I don't know what type of shortcuts they're going to take doing things, or mismatched screws or whatever. And yes, I can make mistakes, but at least if I make a mistake, I can blame myself and not have to be upset at some unknown person. Plus, honestly, I mean, I enjoy building the trucks. You get to learn about the truck. At least now, if something does break in here, I will know what I need to take apart. I might not be thrilled about it, but I'll know what I have to do. That's 18, and I want a 16. Give me that 16. That looks like a 14. Oh, that's right. We had like the one M3 by 16 that I found early on in this process. Now it's going to hide from me. Jerk screw. There you are. Let's see, 109 attaches our panhard. That is a 14, which I just had two of, and then I threw in there. Rocket scientist, people. Rocket scientist. Okay. Let me at least make sure I put this on in the right orientation. Oh wait, sorry. That's the links. That is not the panhard. Oh wait, 109. Yeah, it is the panhard. Okay. And it is coming on from the back. Yeah. Seems really short, man. This might not be a 14. Maybe this is a 10 or a 12. 12. guess I can tell the difference between two millimeters. Size matters. Even 2 millimeters, I can tell. We're back to inappropriate. Sorry, Ethan's English teacher. Okay, let's see. For the links, let's see. That upper looks like it's a 109, which is what? 14. Man, I don't know if I have that many 14s left. Is that right? Well, it's just the upper, so I only need one. This was a 12. No, it's not that. Okay, I think this is a 14 also. Yep. Okay, so that is our upper, and it is bolted on from outside. This. Hopefully I'll be able to see this. Hopefully you guys can see this. These screws, I think, have little springs in them that squirt my bit out. That's not cool, man. Okay. The upper is on. So we also need to do our drive shaft now, so we don't forget. These are the same length. These appear to be different, and I don't know which one I need. Yay. Okay, let me go back. Well, actually, it's got to be the short one. I say it's got to be the short one. It doesn't got to be the short one. It's probably the short one. Sean, short drive shaft on the front, I assume. Right? If not, please correct me. Gosh, maybe it's not. Seems like it would. Well, we'll see what happens. Easy to switch around if I put the wrong one in the wrong spot. Yeah, we'll find out pretty quickly. Let's see. Wants me to attach that to the servo arm, which we don't have installed. Now it wants me to put on shocks in the inside and links on the outside. And this is using a 120, which is a 25 millimeter. Should be this. Oh, okay. Well, that's gonna make it a little bit easier. I don't know why I'm holding that. I don't need it yet. Well, drive shaft came apart already. Still doesn't mean that that's not the right one. Let's see, XA119 M3x20. Has to be this. Yep. And they're calling for the top middle hole, so that's what we'll do for now. More threading. Ooh, ooh. That's a fun sound. Oh, Sean, I don't even know what the instructions said because that's like 20 pages back. What were you saying about that M3 tap, Ben? Oh God, yeah. I think I am gonna tap that. Do I have a tap in here? Of course not. No. Why would I? That would be reasonable. I'll tap that later. Totally gonna forget to tap that. Oh God, you're killing me. Let's see. Another M3x25 or 20 on the bottom. I can't remember. Let's see. 120. Was it 25? That's a 25. So this side we have this doesn't need to be this much of a cluster. Crap, I didn't even, well, whatever. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna have to tap those things anyway, so we can switch the shocks around later. Is that right? That seems really short. Wait, 119 is M3x20, 118. What? So it's really interesting. I'm just now noticing this. So the instructions on, I'll try to get the camera to somewhat focus on this for you guys. On this side, you have to use an M3x20. On this side, you use an M3x18. And as you can see, this shock tower is significantly thinner than this one. Your servo sits right here, so I can see why. This is going to be very difficult to make any sort of adjustability with the servo. Like, a lot of this is going to have to be replaced if we wanted to do something like our Pro CMS kit that we do for the 10 and the 10.2. I'm not sure why they did this exactly the way they did. I'm sure having the servo sit a little further over, okay. Having the servo sit a little further over is going to give you a longer track bar and therefore a longer drag link, which is going to help when the suspension cycles with, you know, having the axle stay a little bit more centered. I'm guessing that the reason they have all this funky rod end and everything on here is because your servo pokes down through there, so that makes sense. Yeah. This is going to be a fun thing to try to make a CMS kit for. This also explains why I had an odd number of certain screws and a couple of screws that didn't seem like they had a mate. So an M3 by 18 goes in on this side. This is the general takeaway from all of that, you know. Yeah, but I mean, if that's all you need on this side, why did they even have the other side? I don't know. I guess I just really like things to be symmetrical. My English teacher is crying right now. All of them. Interesting. Okay, so something I wanted to try to figure out was the drive shaft, which I think actually would be fine. So let me see if I can get this out. Oh, come on. I mean, I almost didn't drop. I need a big sign up here that says, like, haven't dropped anything from the workbench in X amount of days. No, that's too optimistic. X amount of hours. Constantly dropping things. No amount of magnetic mat was going to save that. Went for a ride. I like squishy things. There are different lengths right to left. You're talking about the links. I'm not even worried about getting the links the correct length right now. If that's what you're talking about, Ben. Did I tap? No, I have not. I did not pre-tap anything because I was assembling this based on the idea of what someone that had just gone to the store and had a basic set of tools would be doing. Although I would agree that anyone in the hobby should have an M3 tap, link provided below. No, I'll add one, but we do sell them. I would say that yeah, having a tap definitely would help in a couple of places. Forgot to tighten that. You guys got to pay attention. Getting a screw into like the cross member and you know these whatever that just screwed into, I guess that's part of the cross member, is fine. I mean, it's not the easiest thing, but it's no harder than anything else. Getting the screws into this stuff sucked. That one went in fine, but the one on the other side just sounded like, you know, 6 cats being tortured at the same time. Not 5, 6. Okay, we're close. We're close to having this where we're going to have it for the night, because I'm going to put this axle on. We're going to be in good shape. I'm not paying attention to the instructions anymore. They're crazy. No. Let's see, 120, so that's a 25, right? Which should be this. Wait, maybe not. Well, maybe that's a 20. Oh, it's 25. Okay. Getting hard to tell. I don't see a particular... Oh, okay, it is that side. I guessed. I chose wisely. Just got that in. Drive shaft is supposed to go in now. Although I still think it probably could just go in at the end. Yeah, I'm gonna do that last. I don't know why they tell you to do that right now. I feel like that's just makes it easier to have the parts fall off of it. Whatever, man. Whatever. Let's see. My hand still hurts from trying to get that screw in, I gotta tell you. Let's see. So, links on the outside. Is that right? Shocks on the inside? Just want to double check this. Yeah, link on the outside, shock on the inside. Oh. Patrick, you colossal jackass. Why did no one tell me? Yeah, the front I have apparently incorrect. Right? Yeah. So on the front, it looks like the shocks go on the inside and the links go on the outside. Yes. So I need to swap that around in the front. Constant barrage of mistakes. So let me triple check that we're doing this correctly here. Shocks on the inside in the rear. Which, I don't know. Is that right? Man, that doesn't seem right. It seems like it would make more sense to have the links on the inside. Like maybe that's why they have these big standoffs though? I don't know, man. Can't tell from the pictures. Oh wait, there's one little picture on here. Maybe I can see it in there. Nope. Oh, curses. Wait, yeah. Let's see. So in the rear, they've got the links on the inside. So in this picture, in the rear, they have the links on the inside and the shocks on the outside. Wait, I don't even see shocks in that picture. What the frick is happening? You guys are gonna make me lose my freaking mind. Well, that's what I thought, Sean, but per the instructions, they're making it look like the shocks need to go on the inside. Which again wouldn't make any sense, but I don't know, man. Now, for those of you that think I'm crazy, one, you're correct, but you know, like looking at the front instructions right here, they've got the shock and there's a little arrow and it goes to this hole that makes it look like it's on the inside. The link goes to the hole that makes it look like it's on the outside. And then it's the same thing for the rear. Got the shock going to the inside and the link going to the outside. I mean, I've put enough of these together that I guess I'm glad I noticed it and caught it. I mean, I guess I would have figured it out as soon as I got the other side on, or tried to. Somebody out there, though, that this is their first kit is going to have a real fun time with this. I hope that they can correct the instructions, at least like online or something. You know, I'm sure they checked the instructions, but when you're too familiar with something, it's like that's the problem I feel like I have a lot of times when I'm creating instructions for our stuff. I'm so familiar with it, I just know how it goes. And so I don't always catch mistakes in the instructions. So, not the end of the world. I don't want to say the instructions suck, Sean. I think they're just, I mean, I've run into problems with other instruction books when they first came out too. You know, it's very easy to miss little things like that. Not excusing it, just saying it's not the worst thing. Oh, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. I'm just having fun with the shocks. 119. We are close. 3x20s. That has to be these two. Again, I think, oh, here we go. Yeah. I'm gonna just get these started a little bit and then I'll come back and tap them. But I don't have a tap up here. I used to. I cleaned up my workbench. You know, that's always a bad idea. It was organized chaos before. There is opportunity for improvement, Ben. I completely agree with your statement. They are not the worst instructions I've come across by any measure. And this still has not been the hardest kit that I've ever put together, but that's not even going in straight. I'm doing a shitty ass job. Oh, it's already squeaky. Go when you're home. There we go. Yeah, don't torque your M3 screws like that. It's bad for them. They won't like you, and you will break them. Or, because metal has memory, they will just break later, and then you'll not understand why. I think back to when I was a kid and I blew the ring and pinion on my truck. My dad asked me, like, what were you doing when you blew the ring and pinion? I was like, nothing. I was just driving down the street, which was true. I mean, you know, right before that and hundreds of times before, I had done lots of fishtails and burnouts and whatever. And he's like, you know, metal has memory, right? And I'm like, yeah, you're crazy. But it's true. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't want to say we're done, but we are done with this portion because the next thing's battery tray assembly. God, I hope I don't have to thread into any more of this nylon-y stuff. I will definitely have a tap for next time because that's just a pain in the beep. Oh, I didn't know there was a thread by Horizon on RCC. That's, well, it's a thing. See, but again, I've not done research on this. Of course, I guess it would be fair at this point when I'm building one of these to do a little bit of research, because anyone else that's building one could do a little, but I don't know. Do most people that walk into a hobby shop and buy one of these know that RCC exists? I don't know. This is like my favorite part. Anyway, we've got a truck with portals. It's not quite a slider. This definitely looks like there will be some adjustment in our future. This definitely, something's not right. What? What? Wait, what? Seriously, what? So, you know, like much like with the SCX10-II, if I compress the passenger side all the way, if I try to compress the driver's side all the way, it's stopping. So we right now are having the panhard is contacting the upper link mount, which you can see probably right there. You can see that's hitting. And then if you look, it might be harder to see, the drive shaft is actually also bottoming out on this cross member. Now, I can probably tune some of this out, adjusting the links, because it will change the angle of the pinion angle. The angle of the pinion, whatever. If I do that, it actually may be okay. But that will come when we do all of our fine tuning and everything with this truck. There we go. So, truck, woohoo! Chassis, axles, transmission, lots of shifters, some fun. I did remember to Loctite those things last time. I remember that now. That's good. Obviously, we still have a lot of work to do on this truck. We have no electronics in. Looking ahead slightly in the instructions, because I don't want to tease myself too much. We've got a battery tray in our future, shift servos, placement of electronics. That means I'm going to have to order some electronics, all sorts of stuff. Wheel wells, a nice looking motor cover, that's pretty cool. And then we'll have wheel and tire building and some body stuff. So we're getting there, guys. Let's see. Yours compress all the way? Well, I'm guessing maybe it'll be easier to see on this camera. I don't know. Probably not. Because, you know. Wait, is that the right side? Yeah. So if I compress this side, when I go to compress the driver's side, of course that's in the way. When I go to compress the driver's side, you can see, hopefully you can see in there, right here. Man, that's hard to do in reverse. The drive shaft hits a cross member. But like I said, I think with a pinion angle, we can tune that out enough that we'll have the proper clearance. I still think that the panhard is going to hit the panhard's hitting the upper link mount. Of course, when we adjust it, that will drop down too. So it might actually all work out just fine. So I'm optimistic. Hopefully that this is all right. I'll actually be happy if it all works correctly. You guys know I'm a stickler for making sure that the geometry on a CMS kit is correct. That is one of my things. If you guys don't have anything left, let's see. Does panhard mount rod end need to rotate 180 degrees? I don't think so, Ben. Like I said, I think it's just that upper. Oh, I guess you guys, you know, can't see these comments right now. Let's see. I can turn this back on. There we go. I don't think so. I already said I think it's the upper link mount. I think we'll get there. I think, you know, some fine tuning, we'll get this thing done. I am really excited to get this done. I think this is going to be a fun truck to drive. I'm interested to put it up against the TRX4 and see what the pros and cons and differences and everything are. Obviously, this one has a dig in it, which is going to be a lot of fun for me. I do enjoy using a good dig. That's all I've got for this week. Next week, we've got, what did I say? Battery tray, electronics. I'll have to pick out a servo and a motor. We'll have to bust out the soldering station and all that fun stuff. At least we didn't have to bust out the Dremel for anything. I've got to tap that stuff. I'm actually going to do that immediately after this show, but I need to run and get the tap, and I don't want to make you guys wait on that. So thank you, everyone, for watching, and I guess that's all I've got. Unless you guys have anything else, doesn't look like it. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. you liked this video, please consider subscribing. Not sure if you want to subscribe yet? Check out one of these videos. Thank you for watching.